guys, welcome back to the channel. I am Rob, the movie master, and today we're going to talk about a film that I just watched. It's on Netflix right now, guys, if you want to check it out, and it's called The Green Inferno. Now, I'd seen this movie when it first came out back in 2013. Basically, it's an American cannibal horror film directed by Eli Roth. You know, Eli Roth did Cabin Fever, he did Hostel. The thing is, he's an okay director. I think, you know, he relies on gore and torture and things like that. Which, if you're a gore hound, that's fine. But I don't think his movies are that great. In fact, Cabin Fever is probably my favorite out of his films. But this is a movie where it kind of goes back to the cannibal movie roots, where you have cannibal tribes eating people alive and, you know, having its shocking scenes where, you know, you see people doing stuff and you're just like, oh my God, that is so gross. Oh my God, that's so realistic. Actually, Cannibal Holocaust was the one that did it the best. I mean, the stuff was so real that people actually went to jail for that. But this movie, I want to say that there are several nods to cannibal films, such as Cannibal Holocaust, but they really don't push it as far as, you know, as far as shock value, they don't really push it that far. That being said, this movie is gory. It is gory. If you're a gore hound, you'd probably like this film, even though some of the scenes are just really stupid as far as gore goes. I'm just like, how did that happen? Like, really? But, you know, basically the story is sort of all over the place. It's about this young girl who joins this activist group that fly all the way to the Amazon because there's these people, this company, who are tearing down trees. They're tearing down the Amazon and basically leaving the native tribes homeless. You know, they're destroying their homes. So they want to basically exploit these people, film them, and let it go viral just to show everyone what's going on. And something happens where they're on a plane. They've achieved their mission. They're on a plane, and the plane crashes in the Amazon, and they meet up with this cannibalistic tribe that takes them hostage. They take all these people in this cage, and one by one, they start killing them. And there are different ways they kill him. I mean, they put this guy on the rock, and they start chopping off his arms and chopping off his legs, and then they basically take his body and put it in a oven, so to say. They put like salt on it and stuff like that, and they're going to eat it. At least they had the decency to cook it instead of eating him raw. They basically cooked it. So, yeah, I mean, it is kind of disgusting, but it's nothing I haven't seen before because I've seen way worse. And Cannibal Holocaust is way, way more gory than this movie. But the gore effects actually looked pretty good. I will give it that. This movie actually had pretty good effects. But as these people are in the cage, they're trying to figure out how to escape. And they're wearing these bright yellow jumpsuits. And I'm thinking to myself, like, if you were going to try to sneak away, wouldn't you just take those off and, you know, try to hide? Because these jumpsuits, if you're standing in a bunch of trees which are green, obviously you're going to see this bright yellow jumpsuit standing there. I mean, what? Like, they have these jumpsuits and they're trying to get away. So there's this part where they get out of the cage and they start running and they have their jumpsuits on. I'm thinking to myself, like, take those off. What are you doing? Like, these people are going to see you because you're wearing bright yellow jumpsuits. Like, what are you, stupid? Like, what are you doing? There are several times where they try to escape, but this cannibalistic tribe, they're pretty smart. I mean, they have guys standing guard and, you know, with these darts that aren't really poisonous, but they put you to sleep when they shoot you with them. So it's kind of hard to escape when there's people watching the cage. But at the same time, there's these weird situations that happen. Like, they're in the cage, and this guy is in the corner, and he's whacking off. He's just sitting there whacking away. And they're like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? He's like, actually, if you masturbate, it relieves stress. What? Like, stress? This is more than stress. I mean, you're in a cage being held captive, and you could go next. You could die next. They could pull you out and start killing you or eating you alive, and you want to sit there and whack off? Like, weird ass shit in this movie that Eli Roth likes to put in all his movies. I mean, there was some weird stuff in Cabin Fever that didn't make sense. Like the pancakes kid. Pancakes, pancakes. You know, it's like, wait, he starts doing karate and all that. What? Like, weird stuff that Eli Roth does. In this movie, I'm just thinking to myself, like, these people are acting dumb. Like, they are acting stupid. I can understand if you were under stress and if you were scared and you were in a cage and you were trying to figure out how to survive and get out of there after you just watched your friends being eaten. I mean, I can understand maybe your thought process wouldn't be all, you wouldn't be all there. You'd be actually going nuts. But the thing is, it's like, come on, like, logically, what are you going to do to survive? What are you going to do to get out of there? I mean, they've done so many things at this point where it's like, okay, there's got to be something. There's got to be something they can do. One woman actually gets out. She takes off her jumpsuit, which is smart, and she, like, lays down in a canoe. There's, like, a canoe, and she, like, jumps in the canoe, and she just sits there like this. And then you don't see her for the rest of the time. Then you find out she didn't make it. She gets killed because she has a tattoo, and these cannibals are eating another body, and come to find out, some of the skin that they see is the tattoo of that woman. So that woman did not make it. She ran all the way down the river to this canoe, and she just sits in there and hides in it. Like, you wouldn't catch me. Honestly, I don't care. If I was running, I'd keep running and keep running and keep running and keep running. I don't care if I was tired or not. There's no way I would stop anywhere to just hide. I would keep running. Follow the river, keep going. That's just me, though. Okay? I know in horror movies it's a cliche where people do dumb stuff, whatever. So this movie had like a $5 million budget and it made like $12 million. So it made a little bit of money, but it got a negative response from people, especially critics. And I think it was Stephen King who actually liked this movie. He said it reminded him of an old 80s cult like cannibal film, which, like I said, you know, Cannibal Holocaust was the 80s, but I'm just saying, like, it was weird to see Stephen King actually give this movie praise. But this movie's not bad, it's just not really that good. It's kind of in the middle, I want to say. It's just one of those movies that you can just pop in and just watch it for the gore and then shut it off, because the story is just really not that interesting if you think about it. I mean, an activist group that wants to make things go viral, but then something bad happens to them. You think their intentions are good, but then there's a twist that happens where you find out the leader of this activist group has his own agenda. So then these people are kind of caught in the middle, and not only that, this cannibal tribe is taking them hostage. So it's almost like they got all these things going on at the same time. Then at the end of the movie, something happens where, like, this main girl kind of, like, lies about the situation. And she has her own personal reasons for that. I'm not going to get into it, but I just thought the ending was just kind of dumb. All in all, there are really good practical gore effects. The characters, you know, some of the characters are good, but some of them are just blah. They're just wasted. You don't really care about them. Some of them act really stupid, like I said. There's this one part, I didn't understand this. When I talk about the gore effects being good, there's this one part where this guy is being eaten alive. The whole tribe, even the kids, are coming over there, biting his neck, and they're acting like zombies. I mean, they're sitting there, you know, pulling his skin apart, pulling out his intestines, and this one girl walks away with this guy's leg. Like, somehow they detached his leg, and she's running off with it. Now, I don't know how they did that. They didn't use any weapons. I don't know how they did it. She's running off with his leg. So either they started biting at his joint until his leg fell off. That means they bit through the bone, by the way. I don't know how they did it. They didn't use any weapons. They were just biting. That's all they were doing. So I'm like, come on. You know, it's bad enough when you see zombies pull that off because they have like superhuman strength, but they start pulling your arms off. Okay, I can kind of let that pass because zombies are zombies. But these are kids These are tribespeople who are human, by the way, and they're sitting there pulling off limbs and stuff. I mean, in the beginning of the film, this guy gets his arms and legs hacked off, okay? I can see that. That makes sense when someone's going, like this and chopping it off. That makes sense. But anyway, just a couple nitpicks here and there. So, yeah, this movie, your typical cannibal film, which is basically modernized for today. But it does have throwbacks to Cannibal Holocaust, even Cannibal Ferox, some of those old cannibal movies like Jungle Holocaust and all that, where they have to survive. In Jungle Holocaust, you know, it was a plane crash. A plane crash, and they have to survive from this cannibalistic tribe. Kind of the same thing there. So, you know, I could tell Eli Roth was pulling from all these different cannibal films into this one movie. I just think it would have been better if the story was a little bit different. But all in all, this movie is right in the middle for me. This movie could have been better. Like I said, it's not bad. It's not really good either. But if you want to watch it, guys, it's on Netflix right now. The Green Inferno. So I know Scream Factory has a Blu-ray of this out, which I don't have. I actually have, I think, the normal Blu-ray of it. But anyway, guys, yeah, that's my review of The Green Inferno. Definitely let me know what you thought of the movie if you did see it in the comments. And yeah, so thank you for watching this. Like I said, I don't want to give too much away. I just wanted to talk about the few nitpicks and a few things that I did like and stuff like that. So hope you enjoyed this. I'll be back with more movie reviews. This is Rob, the Movie Master, signing off, and I'll see you guys in the next one.